Skazz, the podcast you wish that would have pod faded over a, well, what was it, decade ago? Yeah, that's it. At least 270 episodes ago. Yes, wonderful, isn't it? It's absolutely wonderful. It's true. Look, as well, I'm going to throw out there, man. Podcasting is very different now than when we started. Very different. I mean, if I got given £1 for every podcast I listen to now, like if I got £1 for every ad or ad read, I mean, I wouldn't need a job. Yeah, I get it. It's so annoying. And then it's like, hey, instead, would you like, if you don't want ads, do you want to pay for a £40 annual subscription to our podcast network? I think I'll pass. Yeah. Do you know what I do instead? It's really good. It's really good. I hit the unsubscribe button. I unfollow. You start spamming me with ads, you're gone. I get it. You know, you guys are now all part of a network. You're getting paid to do the podcast. You're now hosts. You professionally host a podcast. Fuck off. Please. Just does my head in. The same with YouTubers. Every single one of them. I'm an influencer now. Ad read, ad read, ad read. Fuck off. Please. Just fuck off. I hate NordVPN. Right, I'm telling you, if it'll never happen. If an email comes through and it says, "Hey yo, do you want a sponsorship for NordVPN?" I will happily email back, "Fuck off." Just fuck off. And Ram, the day you say to me we've got a NordVPN ad read, I will fucking walk and I will never come back. Oh, right, I'm out. No, I'm not kidding, Ram. You even joke. I'm out. I will shut this fucking call and I will walk, man. I have standards. Oh my God, no. Add that to the list of things you just can't joke about on this podcast. You can joke about anything else. I'm not having any sucking corporate cock on this podcast. Whilst I'm here, it's not happening. When Zaber comes in, fine. You get a guest host in, fine. But whilst I'm here, ad reads bin over there. Fuck them. No, they don't. They just look, mate, all they do is look at viewer metrics, which again would mean that we wouldn't get any ad reads. But dude, they have no idea what's on most of these podcasts. No idea. No. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I just don't bend the knee. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Oh, I've been great, Ram. I've been alive. I've been Heroes of Hammerwatching, thinking I could be playing an actual game, but no, No, I haven't. Yes. Yeah, we're getting there. We're not quite at Valheim levels, but I have noticed I've put in double the playtime of you again. Yes, but everyone has said they want it done. Mate, I ain't putting all that time in only for it to just go, mate, now let's just finish it. I mean, to be fair, up until last night, I was 2 bosses ahead of you. No, I mean, well, yeah, because I don't, to be fair, I don't actually think the bosses are overly difficult, but yeah. Yeah. Well, to be fair, even the big eye, no. You might have been right though in picking up the books and doing them in the order. I think he drops down every time. So there's a ginormous eye boss on floor 4, and as you navigate the towers, is it floor 4 or 3? It's 4. The eye, the watcher thing. Sure. So on floor 4, there are books that you get to pick up, and the books are numbered. Ram theorizes that on the boss fight, if you activate the rituals, there's like these markings on the floor. If you activate them in the order, the color order of the books you've picked up, so a book will be numbered. So like, I don't know, green might be number 1. So if you activate green first, in theory, the fight will be easier. I'm not entirely sure how accurate that is. However, so what I think actually is happening, if you get it in the right order, the eye returns. So yes. So my theory is, if you get it in the right order, he comes back. If you get it in the wrong order, he just fucks off and you have to fight more mobs. Could do. I wouldn't worry about it, to be fair. But yeah, when I beat that boss, I didn't worry about. I didn't pick up the books. I just went straight for the boss. So I just had to wing it. So I think I only had 1 book. Yeah, pretty much. Just, raw power. Just smash it. Just go in there and just destroy the damn thing. It has the balls to stand in your way. Go through the fucker. Don't go round it. Go through it. Yeah, that's it, mate. Oh yeah, smash through the wall. Yeah, because 9 times out of 10 it works. No, that so that that was kind of the groove I did with that fight. Because if you get it wrong, it just goes like pick another thing, and because the monsters on that fight, they're nothing, which is actually good for me because that gives me enough time to recharge my mana pool. Because my mana restore is really slow. I would have agreed up until last night, because I can now steamroll that tower fight, no problem. Well, yeah, but that's because you're supposed to be. But no. So the only tower I have any issue with is the poison tower, and that's because I'm close combat. So where you guys get to stand away and kind of fire at it, you guys could melt that tower whilst I take on the other 2. Because obviously when it drops, so the poison tower, there's 3 towers. One of them's like a bladed attack. One of them is like a spinning like scythe thing attack, like a ranged attack. And the other one is just like poison globs come down on the floor. Very, very irritating because sometimes they spawn from the statue, and each statue has a related like death figure, like a geezer in a robe with a scythe. The statue can either drop the poison or use the spell, skill, damage thing, whatever. The statue can either do that or the guy can. And my God, it is so annoying when that poison statue just, yep, we're going to put it right on top. Oh, the guy's going to poison the ground. Oh, you just put poison around. Oh, fuck off, dude. Like, I'm just stood like, run in, run back out, dodge a little bit. Oh, poison's cleared. Run back in. And it's, oh, you fucking assholes. Piss off. I hate that part of the fight. So what you're saying is the reason you hate that part of the fight is because you can't steamroll it, right? Yes! That's exactly why. All these other things just disintegrate. I walk into the room, gone. That one, cunt. Yeah. Well, I've got to the, there's, what, 2 more floors after that? You say there's 6 floors in Heroes of Hammerwatch? Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's the one I haven't done yet. I will say I probably shouldn't have spent quite as much time in the game as I have. Because my recent runs, I've got so much more in terms of materials than our last few games now. It's been ridiculous. But then it's, to be fair, it is still, you know, depending on what floors you do, half hour, 3/4 of an hour per run. So I suppose it doesn't really surprise me that I've spent that much time on it. Plus, I've played, 11 sessions with you and Zaber. And I've played probably 10 with Divine, a couple with the wife. So, you know, I've done a few myself. But it's still a good, it is still a good game. It is still a good game, but I did have a look on the, I did a search for Heroes of Hammerwatch. The grind is something that, because it's a roguelite, isn't it? The idea being that you die and you can't run through the game base stats. You just can't. Well, maybe you can if you've got some mad skills, but generally speaking, you can't. The deck is stacked against you. So you every time you do a run, you pick up ore, you pick up money on certain stages or certain areas, certain floors. There'll be a minecart. You drop all your stuff in the minecart, and that's the stuff you get to keep. If you die, everything else you lose, but everything you send down in the minecart, you keep. That's the point of the game. But there are a lot of people who aren't getting that, and they're like, well, I just keep dying. I've done this bit like 10 times. I can't do it. I keep dying. It's like, well, you're supposed to. Yeah, it's like, it's get good. You're supposed to die. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, there's a stage skip teleporter. You go in there, and it will, if you go in there with the option to skip, you'll go, well, why would you want to do that? You'll miss all the materials. So you get to skip to the next stage, the next like big area of the thing. If you win, you have to fight against the monsters on the big area above you. So if you're on floor 1, you'll be fighting zone 2's monsters. If you're on zone 2 and you go in, you'll be fighting area 3's monsters, area 3's with area 4's, and so on. So if you struggle with those monsters, you're going to have quite a time doing these teleporters. If you win, the game will give you a bucket full of items that you can use to buff your stats. So you'll miss out on ore and money, but you do get a bit of a buff from doing the skip. So you do get a bit of a reward for doing it. No. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't really get experience unless we hit zone 4. You know, the vampire floor you said? I don't really get experience. So all the times that we've been running to help level Saber up, I get nothing out of doing that. I may as well just stand there and go, well, yeah. Yeah. Well, of course it is. Of course it is. But then that's how all multiplayer games with leveling mechanics are. Because if the game doesn't scale with me, then that means that if I'm in a zone where, so that's like me going back to a starter zone in an MMO. I was like, hey, I can't level up at all because it'll give me like 1 XP. But I'm here for the next 6 hours with you guys. Oh, look, you've leveled up 10 times. Awesome. They're like, haha, I'm catching up to you. I'm a great gamer. No, that's just how the game is stacking the experience. So yeah, look, of course, that's how it's supposed to be. You know, I can't be a badass like max level guy or near max level guy, go back to the starter zone and grind out my levels. That's just not how it works. But it is good that he's been able to catch up so quickly. Hopefully he's enjoying it. I really hope he's enjoying it. I don't know. I think maybe he'd prefer something a bit more skill-based, but yeah, sure. Oh, mate, yeah, that is as a wizard, not a mage, he's a wizard. Oh, mate, I got an achievement today for killing 1,000 mages. I was like, oh, I did. I cheered. I was like, yes, you little bastard, you fuck off. I hate mages in that game. The eyeballs. No, I get you. No, it is a fun game. It is a very fun game. I'm a bit knocked though. We don't have the DLCs. Because I would like to know what those do, where they go. If you buy it on console, I think the console just comes with all the DLC, but the PC version has it's all separate.
Yeah. I just need to apologise to all people watching this because I just noticed, so I wasn't wasn't paying attention to OBS, and it hadn't come to my microphone. So they've heard your side of everything we've been talked about, but not my side. But that's frankly okay. That's fine because I've added nothing to this conversation, so it's fine.
Rockin'. Good times, man.
Luckily, my recordings work, so the podcasters will get to hear my dulcet tones, but no one else.
That's all good, man. It's all good. I mean, no one watches or listens to this anyway. It's just us chatting shite.
We've got 2 watches now, have you know? Yes.
Lies.
Well, what I'll say is we've got 2 watches according to Restream. One of them is the fact that I've got, and I will point out, I have got Twitch and YouTube both open. So, you know, and YouTube says we have had 1 concurrent viewer, which is me.
And then several people have come in and left.
Average food duration 3 minutes 16 seconds. It's because I can't hear me, Skazz. Is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Ram carries this podcast flat out. If it weren't for Ram, this just wouldn't be. I mean, if Ram were completely in charge here, I mean, at the end of the day, you'd probably still be doing ad reads.
Oh yeah, I'd set out in a heartbeat.
His mic muted, isn't it?
I'd set out in a heartbeat, mate. Yeah, don't worry about me.
Oh man, that's disgusting.
We'll give you £2 to say a great NordVPN. Yeah, good for $5, mate.
Yeah, I've been using this for months before they approached me. I was like, I'll just have my fingers crossed behind my back the whole time reading it out. He's saying it, and he's wearing his NordVPN shirt. He's got his NordVPN hat on.
I thought you couldn't see my webcam.
Well, can't see your webcam, Ram, but you haven't found the camera that I've left there.
Oh, that's worrying.
Well, welcome to the world, Ram.
Yeah. Oh. So you've been seeing everything I've been getting up to?
Yeah.
Are you the one who keeps sending me all those emails?
No. I don't waste my time with that. What you do in your own home is your business.
Yeah.
Just, at some point I can make a fortune out of it. I'm going to threaten you with it. Just like, what's Ram doing? Yeah, nothing that interests me. Off I go.
It's the worst episode of Big Brother ever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Day 1054 in the Ram house. He is still sitting there watching television.
I mean, hey, if that's what floats your boat, man, that's what floats your boat, Mr. YouTube Premium.
Right. Time to some game. I have been playing a game. So, back in May, Skazz very kindly gifted me a couple of games.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. And one of the games he gifted me was Civilization. I've got Beyond Earth. But it's probably
Sid Meier's
Civilization Beyond Earth.
Yeah.
Which is sort of the spiritual successor to Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, which was again basically the same sort of premise. Was one of the big things you get in the Civilization games, the sort of end goals is you can basically build a spaceship and launch into space and go recolonize elsewhere. Alpha Centauri was what happened to the colony ship, and Beyond Earth is the same question, basically, what happens to these colony ships. And it's a sort of spiritual successor to the game rather than a direct sequel.
So just as a note, do you remember a couple of podcasts ago I said where my head sometimes goes to other places when I should be thinking of something else? Mm-hmm. I went and did the Galciv thing again.
Right.
Because funny enough, for whatever reason, I was looking to play Civilization, and my head just must have gone, there's Civilization. It wasn't. It was Galactic Civilization 3, not fucking Sid Meier's whatever. And I installed it. I was like, clicked. I was like, this launcher looks incredibly familiar. This isn't the one I'm looking for, is it? And I looked and I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I've done it again. Like, the only time I install Galactic Civilization is when I want to play. When I want to play actual Civ. But, whatever. Like, okay. So, how is it, man? How you find it?
It got a bit of a kicking when it first came out, and it hasn't got a great write-up even now, and I don't think it's that bad. It works like in Civilization. You don't say hex space grid. You start off where you start the game. You have to pick like what group you represent. You have groups of and they give you different bonuses. Like you've got the Ark, who are like sneaky people. Who'd have thought Ram picks a sneaky group?
I never would have guessed, man.
Gets bonuses for spying on other civilizations and so forth. You get to pick what type of colonists you have, so you can take colonists who are scientists. They'll get bonus to research where they land. You can pick what sort of modules your ship does on the way up there and stuff. What sort of hotspot scans, and these all choices. So 6 choices you can make before the game launches, and then you pick your starting position on this hex map. Rather than it works like most of Civilization games where you have to, build up your cities, explore, build roads, build other outposts, harvest resources. It's been a while since I played a civilization game, so I can't remember all the I can't really comment too much on how some of the mechanics are because it's been so long since I played one. I can't remember a lot of the mechanics work, but the general idea is your city lands, you'll get position, and you'll get it'll show you in a 6 hex surrounding the city. It'll show you like every sort of like tile will have a number of resources on it, and it'll show you how plentiful. So it might have like food, it might have like there's food, there's production, there's energy. And the other two sort of resources you get, which is like science and sort of like how do they describe it? It's like sort of like just general culture are ones that are generated by the cities rather than you unlock a resource from. And so what you want to do is and you can improve these resources by building the right things around your city. So if you've got food, you build a farm on it, and you'll get more benefits from the farm from it. It'll increase production on it. If it's power, you'll put a power plant on it, and these will often affect other things. So if you've got a tile which is like 2 food and 2 power, if you put food on it, you'll lose the power completely. So you sort of you optimize the tile. Sure. And as you do this, you'll basically, and these resources then sort of impact the city growth. So food, the more food you're producing, your city will basically increase in population and get bigger. The city itself doesn't actually get big or doesn't actually like take up more space per se.
No, just statistically, yes.
Yeah, it gets bigger. But what you'll you'll get, and you can also so
it's
food
like
increases.
You can have a really big army, but it could just be represented by a single tile.
No, not really. I'll get on to army and military,
but like units, you could have like bigger units, but they're still only represented by the same ish.
So it's more the cities that get. So cities will get bigger, but they won't increase in tile space. Units, interesting. Units, sure. You can only have 1 unit on a tile at a time. They can't stack them. You can't stack military units. You can sort of overstack other units, but not military. But your city will get bigger, and as you also generate energy, and energy is like probably one of your most important resources, because energy allows you to buy additional. So when you click on a city, it'll show you like there's tiles around it, and energy will allow you to buy like expanding tiles more around it. And the further you go from your cities, that actually expands your borders. That's what expands your borders. So in a lot of games like Galaxy, your borders like represent like this like overall surround your planet's space as your influence. In this game, it's literally what you have bought. So you can have like borders around your cities that are not connected to each other. It's literally like sort of city-based rather than overall civilization-based. Mm-hmm. But I think it's different to how other games, Civilization, have worked in the past, I believe. Again, long time since I played one.
I mean, let's put it this way. It's been so long since Ram has played a Civ game. You didn't even realise Civ 7 was out, did you?
No. Last Civ game I played, I think, was Civ 3. That's how long ago I played a Civ game. I think that came out in the early 2000s. I think that was the first Civ game I played and the last Civ game I played.
Wasn't that one of the first ones that was on PC though?
They were all on PC, were they not?
No, I mean like, how can I word this better? Like proper PC. For example, like SimCity. I've played SimCity. Well, SimCity 1 was made for the Commodore 64.
Yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. I believe so. It was also the first one in 3D.
That might be it.
I also had a fantastic title sequence music. It was like this African music. It was beautiful, fantastic. And I had Leonard Nimoy doing the narration.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Usually a bonus.
Yeah. So you expand your cities, you expand your stuff, and sometimes you'll have like specialist resources that once you get those, you can they'll give you extra bonuses if you like construct certain buildings on them. So like you might have like a special type of mineral that if you create a certain type of quarry on it, you'll get set bonuses. So to build this, you have your little worker units. You start the game with a worker unit, and the game is it's turn-based, but it's quite slow-paced. So just build like a farm takes like 6 turns. So you imagine to upgrade your cities all around it. That takes a while. That takes quite some time. And even once you've and when you first found a city, it basically starts as like what they call an outpost. An outpost you can't upgrade until they've like developed. And they literally, how they develop is you'll basically plot them down. They'll just have control of the tile they're on, then after like 4 or 5 turns, they'll create control of another tile next to them. Then after another 4 or 5 turns, they'll do the next one. Until they get all 6 around them, they don't become a city. Then they become a city once they get all 6. So you're looking at like 30, 35 turns just to get another city founded once you've put down the basics. I quite like that because I like the fact that you have to sort of like... It means planting a city is... Oh, I'm just going to bung one. Some games, when you bunging a city is just like a tactical thing. I'm just going to chuck one there. I get to that really quickly. Job done, sorted, no problem. It's like I can like build up in like 3 turns, and it's almost just like a tactical thing. This game makes you have to wait and be patient about it.
Yeah,
so it's
so what like the kind of thing Ram's talking about would be like a unit or building bonus in any other game, whereby let's say you get like a 0.5 whatever, you know, you got like a 50% boost on unit development time or research time or whatever like that. Am I close here?
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, I'm like, okay, it's taken me too long to develop this kind of thing. I have the resources. Let's just slap another thing down here, which will give me the bonus to do the thing.
Let's say you have some resources far away, which has got like a special wing that gives you like extra production.
Yeah,
you'll chuck a city there, and in a lot of games, as soon as you build a city, it's done, and then you can start extracting it immediately. In this, no, you're looking at least 30 times before you get the benefit from it. So you want to kind of plan, because each city is quite an investment in time and development and stuff. I mean, I'm sure as you get later, get technology, it does get quicker and quicker and so forth. You also have like an explorer unit, which will you can either set to auto explore or you can direct it yourself. They can also they're basic. They've got basic combat control, and they'll basically can also find like resources. They'll be like, as the game starts, there'll be like resources scattered around the map that have like come from like the idea is like in advance of you landing, all the sort of like companies who launch the ships have sent ones in advance, and they've landed and left like resource points, and you can pick those up and you'll get like energy and so forth. So as you build up your cities, you'll start developing energy. You also get production. Production, obviously, the more production you have, the quicker you can build units. So I went from like it taking me say 20 turns to build like a combat like rover to taking 2 turns to build one, because production goes up. You also get research as well, as you spend more time getting research, and how you can also upgrade your city. So your city can only do like one thing at a time. It can either build a unit or it can build like an upgrade. And these upgrades to the city will be things like, well, everything really, from laboratories to clinics to refineries to power generation plants. All these sort of ones they'll give you bonuses. Interesting, the first time you build one, the game will basically often make you make a choice. It'll say, okay, we've developed this technology. We can use it in one of 2 ways. We can either say, oh, perhaps we can use it to increase our production and so forth, or perhaps we can say let's direct it towards our citizens' health, and we can like use them to improve their health. And you have to pick it, and that's sort of like a choice for life, which I quite like. So you have to make. There's a lot of choices in the game when you make choices, which I personally quite enjoy, because you have to sort of plan ahead how you're going to do. You can't just pick whatever's the highest. You have to sort of plan ahead.
You down a specific build, so it'll lock off parts of the tree.
Well, you have a research tree, so it's not a research tree, it's a research web. So rather than having like distinct paths, a lot of them interconnect, so you can get to other research options by doing like round the houses. So you're not, whereas a lot of games, they have the tree and you're like, okay, I want this. You're kind of forced down a certain route and you have to just keep going down the route. This game, you can perhaps get there by other means, which I quite like that. I think it's quite an interesting idea, because, you know, technologies can develop through multiple different ways of getting there. Perhaps develop through military necessity, perhaps develop through like sort of like other production research. There's also ways to technology, and again, I quite like that. Combat-wise in the game, you start off with the main threat you'll have is the aliens that live on the planet. They're generally a case of they won't attack you unless you go for them. So you're pretty safe. Some are aggressive. If you get right next to them, they'll come after you. But in general, they'll leave you alone. Again, apparently there's upgrades and stuff like you can actually like start researching and like getting more control over them. Some of the tiles of the map also have this thing called miasma, which is like this sort of alien sort of fog thing that if your units stay there, they basically take damage every turn whilst they're there. So you don't want that. You can also get upgrades that allow you to remove that for your workers. You can also eventually, with the right technologies, make your units not only immune to it, but actually get health from it, and then you can upgrade things to place it. So you can basically genetic modify units to basically live off this stuff, which I think is a neat idea. If you go that route, you can basically, whatever it hurts everybody else, keeps you going. I say combat-wise, how it works is a military unit can only occupy one tile. So one tile can only have one military unit on it at a time. You can't stack military. So again, if you want to invade somewhere, you have to kind of plan your placement of your military stuff and how you're going to place them and what order you're going to have. Some units are like, there are like units that have range. There are units that can attack from distance. Some have to be close by. So you have to sort of like plan a little bit how you're going to forces. You can't just like pile them all up on one hex and then just send them all in one go, which again I think makes it more interesting tactically. Fighting there's diplomacy in the game as well, so there are other obviously rulers in the game who like your county you can talk to. You can negotiate like trade deals with them and like give them stuff. You can negotiate like open borders. You can declare war on them. You can even basically badmouth them to other people. There's an option saying, I condemn you, and you basically can just go around and badmouth them, which I find quite fun. The guy who I basically invaded, after I invaded and we sort of like settled it, and we saw like eventually sort of like we agreed peace terms, he then badmouthed me to everybody, which is kind of fair. So I badmouthed him. I did, wow. I do find it quite like, yeah, you know this guy who just invaded us, he's a really nasty dude. And I'm going, no. That guy's a dick. He's a real dick. Also, combat invasions and stuff in this game are, again, I was about sort of 10 hours in. Unfortunately, life has gone the way I've been playing more, but I've got about 10 hours in, and I'm sure I'm doing really badly. I'm sure that there are stuff out there, so like, well, by this time you should really have like 10 cities and stuff, and I've got like 6. I'm sure people are saying that, but I'm not an expert.
Let's be fair, if you look at a Civilization player's Steam playtime and look, you see like 100 hours, yeah, it's just one game.
Yeah. There was
it's kind of like us with Heroes of Hammerwatch. That's just one game.
Yeah.
In fairness, is there not that guy he posted on Reddit a while back that he'd been playing for fucking years?
Is that the guy who basically just played one game for years? Basically, it got to the point where
it was on scorched earth. Like everything was fucked, and it's like, how the hell am I supposed to?
Yeah, and he's still he kept it somewhat going. Yeah, basically everyone went to real hell. It's almost like the game wasn't being played that long.
Nuked, all the resources were gone.
Yeah, and it was proper hell on earth. It's quite interesting.
And people were writing stories about it and all sorts.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was quite a few years ago. I don't know if he's still going. I like to think he is. But yes,
I'd like to think he is. He'll probably still be playing that same game in retirement home.
Probably. So this is the future. It's like anybody can go, he weren't wrong, was he? He wasn't wrong. So if you want to like invade another player and stuff, another civilization, it's a real taking cities, which is the way you basically win, is take all your opponent's cities. At least at my stage, bloody difficult. Cities have so much, like cities have quite a lot of health. So let's say the one I attacked, which I did successfully get, had like 100 health. And like my actual units that were designed to attack cities were taking like 5 off it. And they were ranged units. And bear in mind, cities also have the ability to defend themselves. They can attack on their turn. And they basically can target like 2 hexes away, which is the same range as my artillery. So I have to be in danger the whole time while they're attacking. And when you then attack a city and you go for it, they get like a bonus to defense. They get bonus. It's really melee units get really hammered, and by melee units they just mean you can like attack the next hex, not literally just a melee unit. They just have like a range of like 1. they really get hammered, and taking that city took an awful lot of resources. It wasn't. I thought I built quite a lot of military. I mean, I was like filling like half the map. Again, the guy got a bit pissed off because I literally had on his border military units. He's like, "You're not planning to use those, are you?" It's like, no, it's fine. It's all right. It's fine. And then the next turn, I invaded. I did realise as I was doing this, I thought, I feel like Russia right now. You know, I've built up forces on the border. I'm saying I'm not going to do anything, and then I attack, and then I get absolutely.
What we're saying is, Ram feels like the bad guy.
I did feel like the bad guy.
I've noticed something in all of the games that we've played. Right? Just remember, I'm the brash, abrasive motherfucker here. Right? And you are not. However, in every game, you are asked to turn the other cheek, show some mercy, forgive. It doesn't seem to be you doing it. It's me.
Well, you know,
not, like all the way going back to, I remember like clear as day, right? He's playing, was it fucking Life is Strange? Terrible game, by the way. Playing that game, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I made her suffer." I'm like, "Holy shit, dude!"
I think you've misrepresented. I did make her stuff. I was very kind to everybody in Life is Strange.
Horseshit.
I did let her die at the end.
If I go back to that episode, you basically turned into the bully.
Oh, you're talking about the nasty girl in the game. You're talking about her.
Yeah,
Well, she was nasty to me first. I just retaliated.
Like, that doesn't matter. You're a bully.
Look,
you're the villain.
No, I won't have this. She started it. I just finished it.
Out of this group, you're the villain. Every single time. Prison camp, gulag, fucking bullying some bitch on the courtyard for, saying you look fat. I don't fucking know.
Look.
You're the villain.
Look, I will admit, I have a slightly disturbing ability to always build a gulag in any game where I'm in charge of people. That is something that does happen. And it's something that I've reflected in myself. I recognise myself. I'm trying to be better, but I always fail at. And look, all I'm saying is, this guy was annoying me. Okay, he was being a bit annoying, and I kind of
look what I am saying.
His development.
Someone says a word to Ram, and Ram goes, "Fuck you, mate."
His
development, and then just fucking destroys everything.
His development His development of his city was suboptimal. So I had to improve it.
Looking at you going, "I'm just going to wipe out half of your units with nothing but my city. Suboptimal my ass."
Well, I had the last laugh, didn't I? Because I took over that city, didn't I? It's now, it's now part of the Dictopia Institute.
Only after killing 2/3 of your population.
Yeah,
what is this fucking World War II Russia?
I can breathe more.
They're over there.
I can breathe more. Look, I won't lie. I did feel slightly Putinesque when I was going into this place and taking it over. I won't lie. That is something that is not. I can't deny. And then when I got to his other city, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to attack you, but what I'm going to do is surround all your land that you own with military units, and you can't move through those without declaring war on me. And you don't want to do that because you want to be the nice guy. So basically, I could just wait here and hamper you. I did then try and take him on again and got absolutely trounced. It is so hard to take a city in this game. So hard. I mean, I knocked his shoplifter, they heal between turns as well. So I could at my sort of prime, I was locking 30, 40 hit points off him, and then he was healing 20. But of course, he was in retaliating and killing units, which meant next turn I couldn't do as much damage.
How dare he?
How dare he retaliate? How dare he? But so in the end, I was like, yeah, I'm had enough of this. So I backed everything off, and he did decide to accept peace with me. So there we go. It was fine in the end. We accepted peace.
It was fine in the end. He went for a peace treaty. Let it be known. Ram accepted. He extended. Went. Hey, do you think we should maybe stop? I mean, I think this is uncalled for. I think we should come up with like trade agreements and all that kind of stuff. Why? Because he was getting his ass beat. If the other guy was on the back foot, Ram wouldn't have gone, hey, peace treaty. Nah, mate, it was steamrolled.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's horse shit. You're the villain. It's flat out, mate. You're the villain.
I'm good friends with all the other civilizations. This guy annoyed me. Villain. I didn't like his attitude.
He's a villain. Ram, mate, you're a villain.
Again, the bad guy. I can't really deny it because it is kind of true. I did feel very... and what I would say, though, is I did feel bad about doing it. I still did it, but I felt bad about it. I felt
bad about it whilst he had his slave in front of him with his feet up on him like that. I did feel
bad as I ordered my unit.
He's got himself a rum in one hand or an Aspels, and he's just fucking sat there going, fuck that guy.
Sir, we've lost 2/3 of the army. Recruit more. We can build
all the guys that thought they were safe in the research labs. Get them out. Now they know why their lab coats are in camo.
Oh, no. I won't touch the scientists. I'm doing lots of research. We need that research to keep our edge. I'm not touching the scientists.
The edge.
All right. Look, basically, I have scientists, I have military, and then everybody else. And that's
North Korea.
I don't think North Korea does much in the way of science.
Pretty good at hacking. Their comp sci skills are insane.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they use they're using it. They're here. They know how to use Mmap and everything. Look, I have to say, I don't know why people dislike this game. Actually, I've got some issues I don't like about it. Let's talk about the things I don't like about it.
Okay, cool.
So, the interface, and I've said this before, when it comes to civilization games, interface is everything. They're information games.
Or civilization style
games. Yeah.
I think with spoken civilization.
4X games. 4X games. So the interface is everything. You should be able to easily find information that you need to make decisions about how things are working. The universe interface in this is pretty bad, and that does hamper things quite a lot. For example, I think Gauss actually does a really good job of its interface. So when you want to see like how everybody reacts to everybody else, there's like a page where you can like see all the civilizations, and it'll have like lines between them showing their relationships. So you like say, oh, that guy likes that guy, those guys, which is information you would have because you're going to like know about cultures and stuff. This game, you can't really see that. You can see how they all think about you, but not about other people. The only way you can tell is if like, oh, they form an alliance or something. That's the only sort of clue you get. That's all. I think that's a bad thing because you can't tell. And the other one, which is the most bizarre user interface choice, I don't know why they did this. So, I wanted to find out about my trade routes. I wanted to find out where my trade routes are and where they were going to. I couldn't see any obvious way to do this. There's nothing obvious. I listened to the menus, nothing obvious. So the interface is pretty general. So you've got like, your bar across the top, which is usually like your pause and your menu up main, like your sort of overall commands. And then you have like in the bottom right corner, you have like a button that shows you like your covert operations or other civilization stuff. And the end turn button is down there. All down there. No option for trade. But there is. You have all these icons, and then in the bottom corner next to the icons, a little plus symbol. You click on that, you get 6 more options like military units, trade units. Why?
Is there not like a menu option, like in options, that allows you to customize UI and which things take preference? Or
nope. That I haven't looked to see. I haven't looked to see if there's any mods that do it. So I bet there's probably some mods.
There's going to be mods.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
But that is
But if you have, to be fair, if you have to install mods, the game is shit, and the user interface is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
If you're having to mod it, .1, there's something wrong with the game.
Yeah, there's no good reason. I can't even see like that would still fit, even like on like a normal widescreen, that would fit. You could have those icons. I don't see any good reason why they're not there. And it's such a bizarre choice to do it. And the game doesn't tell you it's there. That's the thing, it's one of those games that has a tutorial that doesn't tell you where things are. Okay, so click this button. Where the fuck is that button? Why don't you highlight it for me?
We've had discussions of stuff like this before, where instead, say for example, it looks up if you've remapped a key.
Oh no, I'm talking about remaps. I'm literally talking about like click the button on the UI that does this. Show me.
I get that. I'm just saying we've had this discussion before, whereby tutorials that look, they say, "Oh, press this, click that, do this thing." It's like, where is it?
Yeah, just
we even
all
had
across
that
the
thing in
highlight
Flight
box.
Sim. Flight Sim did that. So now stop the plane. It's like, how?
Yeah.
You started it. How do I stop it?
Yeah. Just a little thing that highlights. Just a little box that highlights it. This is the button. Now you know where it is. Do it next time.
It gets worse if you do have remaps in place. I was playing it. I tried to play Armor the other day, and Armor does it as well. It's fucking terrible. Press whatever to bring up this thing. It's like, well, or press the compass button. It's like, could you not just tell me what the compass button is, Armor?
Yeah. Last time, I'm not worried about the actual key, but it's just show me the icon. Let's know what I need to click on the mouse. Let's show me that.
You say you're not all that bothered about the key until you play something that requires you to press a key, and then it doesn't tell you what one it is.
Yeah, but this game is more, generally speaking, you just click things.
Yeah, I know. I'm just talking about user interface in general.
Yeah, but
you've very much got the Civ up your ass groove right now. We're talking interface problems, not.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about this game specific interface problems. And in general, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's low. The interface is. There's so much information I want to know that is just not shown. That is its big problem I have with it. As I want to know this stuff, but just either hides it away or just doesn't tell you. And it's not intuitive enough to allow you to find stuff. And
but again, what I'm saying is that is also a problem from that time.
Yes.
Very much on PC.
Alpha Centauri has a lot of similar issues. Alpha Centauri's interface is pretty shit as well. From long time ago, I remember it being really pain in the ass. It's like, we need to move on from this, guys. Get an actual UI designer to get involved in this. I don't care about pretty. I care about functional.
I'd be curious how the newer ones have gone though, because I think I don't know if Civ 6 was one of the big ones that was pushed on console. How the UI would be on that.
I tried to think.
Because Civ 6 and 7, I believe, are console based. I mean, Civ 6 you can get on Nintendo Switch for fuck's sake. So, how they've managed to shrink all of the information to a UI like that? Because I mean, like I said, this is the problems you're having are very much of the time, very much on PC. PC interfaces, hands up, are shit. They're just shit. They always have been.
I think some games get it right. Some games do get the interfaces right, but for some reason, Civilization games choose to not. Like I say, I'm a previous. So every time you have to like hunt for something, if it's not obvious, there's just something that's unforgivable. Not having 6 extra icons for the 6 extra options that you need to use. Why? That makes no sense.
Yeah,
makes no sense because I was like, where the hell is this? It doesn't tell you anywhere. I had to literally look on Steam forums to find out where it was.
See, and that's why I was bringing up stuff like Armor. If I have to open up another thing to find the thing you're telling me to do, you're fucked up.
Yeah.
You've just fucked up. If I have to open up keybinds to find out what button it is you're asking me to press, you've fucked up. If you've hid an option in the tutorial inside of a menu, a few layers deep, a menu that you haven't told me to go to before, and this is the tutorial, you've fucked up.
Yeah.
If I don't know that menu is there, you fucked up.
The tutorial in the game is crap. It is absolute terrible. It doesn't tell you really. It tells you like you get literally like a paragraph blurb of stuff, but it doesn't really tell you anything. Mm-hmm. And there's meant to be like this AI helper, which is like, I mean, it's not AI who's meant to like, it's a bit like Clippy. He's meant to help you along, and he's just irritating. It's like, okay, sir, you need to do a code motion. Do you want me to sort that out for you? He's like, mate, we've done 10 of these now. I know where this is. Stop telling me about it.
I know we dog on, well, I definitely dog on modern games and how simple and tutorialized they are. But when you look at a lot of older, somewhat more complicated games, my gods, you understand why we ended up where we are. Mm. Once upon a time, maybe you just bust out your big book instruction manual.
Yeah.
Because that's what we used to do. You're like, how do I play? And there'd be an entire how to play section in the manual. You know, pick up settlers or whatever, and there's just a massive, like, thick book of what to do, like how to play. And you'd sit there and you'd probably read that before you even put the game in your machine.
The absolute silly thing about this is it has, as well as your little AI tool, which you basically switch off, it has, I think it's called Civipedia. It's basically like its own little wiki built in that it goes into a lot of depth of how things work, but hasn't really pictures. So it'll explain everything. So should not just put pictures.
Tell you what the icon is you need to click.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So why? And it's in depth. It tells you. I found more information through that than I ever did through the tutorial. It actually explains things. It's actually really well written, but it just doesn't actually show you where things are. So it's like, okay, you want to view trade routes? Look in the trade route option.
Like,
you could tell me that.
Thank you for telling me there is one. Where is it?
Exactly. And that's when you go on the Steam thing to think, oh, it's a little plus button, which I would never have noticed. It's right, it's a tile, it's tiny. I would never have noticed it. I will say, one thing they do get quite right, which I do quite like, which again I've seen other games do, but they do get right on this one, is the end turn button will change depending on what. So if they say it's reset to be done, if it's reset done and you click on it, it'll just automatically put a reset tree for you. You don't have to, like, it won't say, oh, you need to do this, this, and this before you can end the turn. Or just so you know, you probably want to do this for you end the turn. No, it just, you have to do it. You have to click on it and it'll just pull it up automatically. That's good. That's designed, so it means you can't miss things when you need to. If there's a unit you want to move, it will actually literally click on it, it'll take you to the unit that needs to move. And it won't let you move on until you make a decision, like, even just put the unit to sleep so that they don't, it doesn't actually anymore. Great, that's good design, because it means you can't.
Kind of annoys me sometimes though, because I do kind of like that games will let you fuck up like that.
I think is it fucking up because you've just had a little bit of a brain fart, or is it fucking up because like it's just no, actually I don't mind that. I quite like that. I'll be honest with you, I like that. I like the fact that it's when you've got lots of. Bear in mind, I know this is reality. You'd have people to do a lot of this stuff for you. This basically just lets you not be those people. It's like an advisor saying, by the way, sir, we should get this sorted. You need to make a decision. That's how I think about it. I think it's good design. But overall, I've actually enjoyed the game what I've played so far. Once you get used to where things are, it's actually quite neat and so forth. And things like your unit upgrade, so units will get like veteran status by getting fights and stuff, but as you like unlock, there's like 3 paths in this game. There's purity, harmony, and there's like 3 sort of like trees that you can sort of develop down. Again, the game will encourage you to develop down these as a balance rather than focusing on one. But as you develop down these, you're basically your units have like an upgrade tree, and it's split into these 3 sections. So it'll be like general upgrade, and it basically can go in 3 different ways, and they sort of like are exclusive to each other. So you can basically sort of focus units in certain directions, in certain styles, and so forth. So like my missile vehicles are now artillery vehicles, so they can hit a lot harder than before, and the upgrades are beefy. They really put your unit up quite a bit. I think my artilleries, I think it's gone from like doing 8 damage to like 16 damage. It's like double the power. And that's all. So an upgrade is worth it, and it upgrades and from that point on, all your units use an upgrade. It's not, they all just upgrade, and any unit you build from now on is just that better unit. it's sort of virtual reset. I quite like that system as well, because I thought it was done like by experience of the units like fighting and stuff, but it's not. It's done by your overall civilization experience, and you unlock these points through culture and stuff, which is like one of the other resources you need. I have to say the most important resource you have in this game is energy. You really want to get a good energy economy going, because energy has one good thing about it. Energy will allow you to basically buy a unit or an upgrade for your city outright without any build time. So if you've got like a unit in the coup, it's going to take 5 turns, but you need like another unit now, you can just buy it there and then. Energy is so important in this game. So I didn't realise that fight straight away how important it was. I thought just for like upgrading your like surrounds, so it's like having to be quite a slow burn. Now I've pushed a lot more into an energy economy, and certain things energy don't support because a lot of things are actually require it for upkeep. It's almost like money. The energy is really the money in the game. In fact, most games would call it money in other games. So like even like roads, for example, each road requires like 1 energy per turn in upkeep. But roads are really important because roads virtually like triple your speed of your units when they go down them. So building a road between cities means you can literally get units to like the front line really quickly. So building roads is important. Again, takes a long time. Everything takes a long time in this game. Everything you have to sort of like you won't build it and sort it out overnight. You have to sort of plan it ahead. And again, I don't know if as you get further along, you get more rapid research makes it quicker. But certainly so far, what I've played, it's you start in this, you're going, okay, I'm building a road between 2 cities. This is going to take a long time. It's going to take this working unit like 40 turns to do. But I don't mind that. I quite like the fact that everything's got to be planned and slow. It's quite a slow paced game. I think I'm now on turn 400.
Sure.
Of the game. I don't quite get the hate for it, but maybe it's because I've just not played enough Civ games to sort of like see how, perhaps I play some other better ones, I'll realise how bad this is. But from what I've played, apart from those launches of the UI, I don't mind it at all. I've enjoyed my time, and it was literally the first day I launched it, I think I played it for like 6-7 hours straight.
Sure.
And I just kept going on and on.
Has this kind of made you any more interested to try any of the newer Civ games?
I'm going to look
at. Do you want to go back to some of the older ones?
I might replay Civilization 3 because it's been a long time since I played Civilization 3. I might replay that again and see if because I remember that one. I had a lot of fun memories of Civilization 3, so I might go back and play that again. I imagine the turns I'll be really quick on this on my PC because it's so old. So I might give that another shout. I might then look at some of the newer ones as well. See how what they're looking at, but yeah. But I have to say, I actually don't think it's a bad game. I just wish they'd. Well, it's 2014 game. They're not going to fix these UI issues now, but I'm going to have a look see if there's a mod that will fix it. But they should fix it today. Yeah, but Heroes of Beyond Earth. I'm very glad that Skazz bought it for me. I've enjoyed it.
Welcome.
No, you're well. Excellent. Right, so is there anything else from your Skazz before we finish up?
No, mate. Actually, just as a quick note, early Civ games were also on console, weren't they?
Well, because I suppose like was it on the? Well, I suppose I know. Didn't Meier have?
And Saturn.
They had Civ game, did they?
Yeah.
I did not know. Did not know that.
Civ 1.
I did not know that.
It's on Atari. You got to think as well that at the time this was 91, so you're talking what it'd have been DOS, Atari ST, Amiga.
Yeah,
was what I'd figured it would have been originally developed for, but I could be wrong.
I think the one I always remember is Populous, which is not a Civ game at all, but I always remember that was a Amiga game.
That's by what's his name?
Was that Molyneux?
Yeah, that's who I was thinking. You know, Acorn Man.
Yeah,
grows in real time.
I remember my mum playing Populous on the Amiga, and you could do natural disasters, and I was like, "Oh, do the flood," and she did the flood and flood half our civilization. And I was really young at the time, probably like 5 or 6, and I burst into tears. I thought I killed these people. That's before I lost my sort of moral centre. That's what I was.
That was it.
That was the point. That was the moment, Skazz. That was the moment where I was like, life is short, everybody's going to die. I cried and cried, then realised I could be the one in charge.
Yep.
That was the turning point.
Never do that. Then he's put in the seat of power and everyone dies.
Look,
everyone is disposable.
I think my worst accidental gulag moment has got to be Timberborn.
Oh, mate, yeah, of course.
That's my worst accidental gulag moment.
Accidental gulag.
It was an accident. I forgot that. Look, it wasn't my fault that I forgot to send them food.
Wasn't your fault.
No. That the minister.
That was bad UI. That was.
The minister of food got pushed out of a window for that.
Well, there you go. Wasn't that an African dictator that did that?
No, Russia pushes people out of windows.
No, I'm sure there was an African bloke at one point. Just got really pissed off with one of his political rivals and just put him clean through a fucking window. And
Oh,
there was
probably.
several floors up. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like that, is it?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, good times.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, dictators.
Yeah, never let me get into power, Skazz.
I don't plan to. It's going to be bad enough if my son ever gets into power, my youngest. You'll be fucking dead.
Right, that's everything else, Skazz. Shall we finish up for the evening?
It's all good, son.
Right, so thank you for watching us. I hope you enjoyed this one. You can come join us on our next games night, which will be on the 30th of July 2025 at 20:30 GMT. Twitch.tv/RandNerds. You can join us on our next podcast, which will be on the 31st of July 2025 GMT +1 at 6:30. You can pick that up on youtube.com/RandNerds or twitch.tv/RandNerds. So look forward to you guys there. Hope you have a good evening. So for me, this is Cram.
Skazz.
Have a good one, guys.
Take it easy.